Privacy Compliance and PTM. For all privacy-related matters, please contact the Montgomery County Deputy Privacy Official and the Department of Health and Human Services Privacy Officer Joy Page at the following email: privacymatters@montgomerycountymd.gov, or call and leave a voice message at 240-777-1295. In submitting your inquiries to the privacy officer, use the county complaint form and county incidents response form, which can be found on the Department of Health and Human Services intranet site. Over 15 years ago, the laws of the state of Maryland were amended to treat Montgomery County like one entity for purposes of confidentiality. We are one agency under the law. Clients are not clients of one staff member, one program, or one service area. All clients are clients of the Department of Health and Human Services. As a multi-service agency, we share information across our departments, unless legally impermissible to do so. As a multi-service provider of healthcare services, we are not only covered by HIPAA, but also a variety of other privacy laws such as FERPA, 42 CFR Part 2, VAWA, and Maryland COMAR regulations at the state level. Almost all of those laws permit sharing for the purposes of treatment. HIPAA is by far the standard for health information privacy. Under HIPAA, sharing information is permissible based on purpose. For treatment purposes only, sharing is permissible both within and outside your entity without written client authorization. The definition of treatment in the regulations includes related services. In the context of our department, related services include income support and social services. Addressing a client's basic food or shelter needs greatly impacts the effectiveness of healthcare. We view the client as a whole person in almost everything that we do. As an integrated health and human services department is treatment for our clients. Both the intent of the law and language in the rulemaking process supports this broad interpretation. Information is shared for all of the following treatment purposes. 1. To determine eligibility. 2. To make referrals. 3. For case management and coordination of services. And 4. For the establishment of a service integration team. Compliance is assessed with more stringent federal laws, to the extent that other federal privacy laws require additional protections. We comply with those protections. For example, with the new final rules on 42 CFR, we established qualified services organization agreements with each entity within Montgomery County's Department of Health and Human Services that served individuals with substance issues. In addition, our domestic violence programs will be opt-in only. Programs and services offered by Montgomery County Department of Health and Human Services fit in all tiers of providing services. However, our long-standing premise is that an integrated and interoperable Department of Health and Human Services enterprise improves customer, system, and population outcomes. It drives us to achieve a generative business model around the value of integration and interoperability. And confidentiality and data sharing practices will progress from the regulative to the integrative. 3 tools have been identified to move us towards this more integrative state. These include the Electronic Content Management System, Electronic Health Records, and the Electronic Integrated Case Management System. The Department of Health and Human Services integration framework is comprised of 4 tiers. 1. Our practice. It's how we serve our people, such as our service integration model and a universal screening. 2. Our policies. All departmental policies evolve around the best interest of the client. 3. Our people. our staff, our leadership, and our community partners. And 4, our infrastructure. It's how we work, our efficiencies, and our quality assurance. As the field of service provision has evolved and become more mature, so have we. With our process and technology modernization, our model has evolved in the following ways. Our practice now consists of the Master Integration Policy, which includes 10 principles of integration and interoperability. Our infrastructure now follows the national and local standards for interoperability. Our policy consists of a comprehensive model of compliance and enterprise risk management. And our people are focused on training and accountability and follows the framework of the organizational change management model. Our process and technology modernization effort is the linchpin to facilitate this. The design of the process and technology modernization project used the stages of client services model. Our entire practice was divided into 5 categories: screening, assessment, case planning, service delivery, and monitoring. Our PTM solutions were out of the box. It included minimal customization with 85% functionality and used in varying order to meet program needs. So, with limited ability to customize, how does an integrated department, subject to a variety of laws, ensure privacy compliance? We utilized an enterprise risk management strategy. For each section of the stages of client services process, we identify risk by performing an assessment of laws governing the work. We assess risk by discovering where program or processes raises flags based on past or proposed future states, and assess both actual and perceived risk and risk resilience within the program. We problem solve in weekly policy meetings to develop workarounds, additional functionalities, and develop new bills. And we perform risk mitigation, where we embark on a course of action to rid, shift, or reduce any risk of non-compliance. The enterprise risk management process leads us to a variety of new business policies, procedures, and protocols. Some of the new privacy compliance work products include a revised notice of privacy practices. All clients of the department will receive a new notice of privacy practices either by paper, mail, fax, or email. The common authorization form. The authorization form used by the department will be updated to accommodate both operational changes as well as changes in the law. The enterprise policy. Most of our practice policies, procedures, and protocols will fall under a master integration and interoperability policy. Role-based access will also be included with the new privacy compliance work products. Access will be based on a job-related purpose within the scope of professional designation within the department, not a particular program. Supervisors are designated specific tasks when monitoring behaviors and practices of staff who have access to client information. When complaints are received, an investigation is established and the client's record is retrieved to determine who, when, where, and how frequently the client's record was accessed. HIPAA has specific requirements. The next section will highlight some of the updates you will find and some of the decisions that have been made to ensure compliance with all of our required confidentiality provisions. These matters have been properly vetted and routed.